Okay, we're just doing a little reorganization here. There's too much glare from the doorway.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. So, anyway, in the beginning, it seemed like it was a lot nicer. Um, Everything was better.
The good old days, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and had been on the second floor until this last December, and then they moved me down here. But
Yeah, this is a nice room. You're really lucky.
I think they gave it to me because I've been here for so long. Uh, There's only one other person that's been here longer than I have, and that's Susan. She came before I did.
Yeah, this room is way better than
But,
Susan's.
yeah, and the room I was in before I came here was just like Susan's, only on second floor. And because the rooms are just alike, like third floor and second floor and first floor. But,
So what's a typical day look like for you? What do you do in a typical day?
well, I used to paint one time. If you look in that other door over there, you'll see I got one painting up on the wall in there and one that my father did. His is better than mine. But picture of the dog I did.
That's nice.
And that was of my poodle. She was just a little tiny thing. I think there's a picture of her with me maybe there. I'm not sure. Can't remember. She was what they call a teacup poodle.
Mm.
You know, she was only about that big.
So did you have her here with you?
I had her, yes. I had her before I moved here, and then I had her here for, let's see, I think she was 19 when she passed.
Wow.
And I got her, I think in 95, 96, before I moved here. And there's a couple of other dogs here.
Was it a lot of trouble to take care of a dog here?
Not then. I couldn't do it now, but she was uh, potty trained, um, so that they had special paper. Well, they were almost like those papers they use all over the place here. And I used to put one down in the bathroom for her so that if I didn't want to take her out, she'd go on the paper. But I had trained her before I had moved here. I didn't know I was going to move here at the time, but I trained her from the time I got her. And I lived in the apartments down right next door to the senior center, but on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a big hawk in one of the trees right out on the corner of the property there. And it would have carried her off if I'd have put her outside and just let her go.
Jeez, that's not good.
No. So I never took her out unless I had her on a leash or something, even though I lived downstairs and there was like a porch and that over the top of me, but it was still open, around the edge. And I was afraid that hawk would get her because it was bigger than she was. but I was lucky, so. And then my daughters decided that I should be someplace like this. And I looked at first a place that's over near the fire station. Can't remember the name of it, but we looked there and they signed me up for that one. And then they came over this way and they saw this place and checked into it and liked it better. And so they got me moved into here. I've been here ever since. Boy, I should bang my leg up. This poor leg sure's got.
Yeah, you just banged your foot up not too long ago.
Yeah, same leg too. Now I got another big lump right here. Yes, I'm trying to kill myself off piece by piece. Anyway.
So when you lived across from the senior center, did you go to a lot of activities there?
Oh yeah, and at the time I was working for the police department. I think it was practically the first day that I moved into that apartment that the manager, she lived on site at that time, and she came and asked me if I would go down and answer the phones at lunchtime so the girl could go to lunch. They only had one girl working in the office and that, so I wound up doing that. And after doing that for a while, I sort of decided to go in more and more and help out with filing and things like that. Until they built the news station over where it is now. So I wound up working for them for 14 years.
Wow. All the volunteer, right?
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. At first I thought, gee, I don't think I could do this, but wound up not being a problem. Anyway, before I left there, they had hired 2 more people to work in the office. But they probably both since retired, I'm not sure, but I would imagine by this time they've retired. And I haven't been over there for a while.
We should go for a reunion.
Well, I did that once a long time ago. But when I started to work for him was in '95. So the people that came after that, I think have all retired. Last time I was there was during that COVID thing, and they had the place really locked down pretty good. I did go in and talk to one of the gals there, but I'm pretty sure by this time she's retired, because when she went to work for him was when we were still downtown. And so that's been 25 years ago or so, maybe more.
So I've done some videos for my followers on doing volunteer work to keep from being too bored. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like what you got out of being a volunteer and whether you'd recommend it?
Well, I would. Hard to say what I never thought about what I got out of it. Just with the police station, I enjoyed going in, and I did a lot of the paperwork. And then one of the officers or detective that was on set up a, I wouldn't want to call it a club, but some kind of a thing, and I forget what we called it. And man, my leg really hurt.
want me to get a med aid to look at it?
No, it wouldn't do them any good anyway, and what they could do. Anyway, we had like a club where we did different things for the city and collected food that we gave out. They used to meet at the senior center. It's been so long ago, I've forgotten an awful lot of that.
Yeah, it's a nice senior center. You were lucky to live right across the street from it.
I didn't live now across the street, I lived right next door.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
The only thing dividing us was a chain link fence that they've got there. Or there used to be, I don't know what it is now. You could look, we couldn't come through there, we had to go around to come in, but we were right next to it, and my apartment happened to be one that was right there also downstairs, so that was pretty close. But
Well, it sounds like living in assisted living has been fulfilling for you
yeah,
between activities at the senior center and volunteering.
right. It's just now that I can't see much and I can't do much. I wasn't always in this chair.
How old are you now?
I'll be 95 in a couple of more weeks.
Wow.
I didn't expect to live this long either.
Well, there's another lady here who just turned 100, right?
Yes, the lady that sits almost right next to me in the dining room,
Yeah.
she just turned 100.
Wow.
I don't really expect to live that long, but who knows? I didn't expect to live this long.
Yeah, you never know.
That's a picture of my husband up there. That's a picture one of my grandchildren painted.
Well, that's cute.
And that's my middle son that's up there on that picture. He's the one that passed away.
What happened to him?
Huh?
So how often does your family visit you here?
Well, my two daughters that live close come every week. One of them's coming this morning, sometime this morning anyway, because my cooler went on the fritz. So she's bringing me another one. And I can't get any water out of it. And at first I thought maybe, since the bottle was so full, I thought maybe the little plug that's on there didn't open up right. So Brandon lifted it last night to find out, and he got all wet. We realized that it's not the bottle, it's the machine itself. So she's bringing another one, plus something else. I forgot what else she's bringing over, but
Well, if you're expecting relatives soon, we'll get out of your hair.
well, I don't know.
I just wanted to give our viewers an inside look as to what it's like to live in assisted living.
Yeah, this isn't a real example because this is one of the larger. There's only 3 apartments. I think there's 3 that is this large. Well, no, I take that back. I guess there's some others that have got 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, there are some 2 bedrooms here.
Yeah.
Some of these apartments are just like regular apartments you'd find in a complex someplace.
But for most of my time, I lived in 210. And it was a pretty fair size, but there was no extra bedroom. I mean, it was all,
Studio.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I've got is a studio. Sometimes I think about how small it is, but I talked to a friend of mine and they said, you've got everything you need.
yeah,
I've got a private bathroom, that's important. I have a
Yeah.
little kitchenette, I have a refrigerator, I have a private air conditioner, so I can keep the room the temperature I want. That's nice.
yeah,
So it could be worse.
yeah. Um, the rooms at, it's over by the Catholic Church. We looked at that place first, but theirs were a lot smaller. The rooms were over there. Now, I think they've added on since then, so I have no idea what they're like anymore. Oh, man, that hurts.
But these places are really expensive, $6,000 and $7,000 a month.
Well, I don't know what any of it is anymore because one of my daughters takes care of most of my medical stuff. The other one takes care of financial. Between the two of them, they do everything. So
Yep, just
I
kind
don't
of a
have to
word
do
to the
much.
wise, it's expensive to get old, so be ready.
yeah, yeah. But they do a good job in that. Oh, I'm very lucky. My oldest son, which I can't tell which one's a picture. I know he's in the group picture there, but I don't know which other picture he's in. He's an attorney. And,
Well, that's handy. If you ever get crossways with this place, he'll be there for you.
yeah, he's my oldest child. He's mostly retired from being an attorney, but he's, I don't know what you call it, he's doing some kind of police work now. He sent me a picture, but it's probably on that thing there. I don't know. I've had so many kids, as you can see.
How many kids do you have then?
I had 5 kids, and now I've got 5 great grandchildren, 2
Wow.
greats. And one of them is this picture up here. It's a set of identical twins, twin boys. And I get the biggest kick out of them because from the time they were born, they were more or less attached to each other. When you put them down to sleep, they want to hold hands. And they're still super close. They're, I think, 3 years old now. I thought, and I know they're going to be sorry later, that they should have had the bottom of their feet tattooed with their name. Because as identical as they are, when they get a little older, they're going to try switching places, and nobody's going to know which one's which.
Yeah, I had some friends that were twins, and they thought that was great fun to say they were the other one. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. I can't see half of these pictures anymore because my eyes are just not good enough. This one picture that's got the orange thing around it.
Yeah.
It's a picture of my youngest daughter and her husband. And they live in Great Falls, Montana. He was captain of the police department there in Great Falls. He's since retired.
Yeah, you have a huge family here.
I do, yeah.
You can see the pictures right now, but I'm going to try and get a little closer.
Oh, I got the last of that.
Well, we're going to get out of Dee's hair. She's got a phone call and then she's got relatives coming. So I hope you enjoyed this inside view. See you in the next video.